Hello everybody, and welcome to my first YouTube video of random thoughts. I will be talking just kind of random thoughts that come up, my perspective on life, love, relationships, and most will be probably a video of hiking or doing something and then me talking about some sort of thought that came up. So this one was at Wapama Falls at Hetchy Reservoir in Yosemite. The hike was pretty cool. We hiked up to the waterfall, climbed some rocks, and then came back down. It was beautiful views and a beautiful day. During this hike, though, I was thinking a lot about self-awareness because I'm big on that. And the thought came in, and this isn't my original thought, but it came in about seeing your thoughts, looking at your thoughts from afar, and seeing them as a show or a movie. So you think of your thoughts as a show or a movie. Now, years and years and years ago, I originally heard it said, watch your thoughts go by like you're watching a highway of cars going by, like you're sitting on the side of a highway, and you know how if you look straight and all the cars come by, they just whiz by, zoom, 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 zoom. If you turn your head and follow one from the far right all the way and follow the same one to as far as you can go left, it stays in focus and it's in view longer. But if you look straight, they just whiz by. And so the thought is, you know, you're looking at your thoughts as that way. Just let them go by. They're just thoughts. And so this other analogy of watching them as they're a movie or show, you can either think of it as you're outside your mind, like 2 feet away, looking inside your head at these thoughts, or you can also look at it as your thoughts are, say, 2 feet away on some screen or imaginary, you know, out here. This, by doing either of these ways, seeing it as cars on a highway or as a movie, it allows you to see your thoughts for what they are. They're just thoughts. You get a different angle of them because you're separating them from yourself. You get a different angle. Like if you think of when you're watching a show, you know, you're watching a show or a movie and the actor in the scene maybe doesn't see something, but you and other people can see what's going on because you're getting a bigger picture. You're seeing it from a different angle, different perspective from the outside. And that's kind of what we're after when we're wanting to look at our thoughts from a distance, from afar. One, you're learning to separate them. Your thoughts are not you. You are not your thoughts. They're just thoughts. And when you get that distance, that space away apart from them, you can see that. And you get to see them for what they are. You separate them. You're aware of them as thoughts, but you're also aware that they're not necessarily truths or facts. They're definitely not you. They're just thoughts. They're based on our past. They're based on stories we tell ourselves. They're based on our worries, insecurities, fears. But they're also based on our dreams, our desires, our passions, our goals. And so when we can see our thoughts for what they are, when we're aware that they're separate from us, we're able to control them. And when I mean control them, we are in control of which ones we let just whiz by, no focus on them, versus the ones we want to focus on, and we take that ride and jump in the car and maybe go through a few towns before we jump off. See where it goes, see where that thought goes. So if you think of it, and I guess let's just sit on that for a little bit. Having that control of those thoughts that come in, you don't have to, like, really understanding, you don't have to believe every thought that comes in your mind. You don't have to take the ride on every one of them. You don't have to be emotionally vested on every thought that comes in. You can see it. Okay, yeah, that's a negative one. That's not going to do me any good, and let it go by. Oh, this is a good thought. I like this one. This is based on my goal that I'm going after. I'm going to hold on to this one. Let's take this ride for a little bit. Let's focus on it. Because we know that what we focus on, we get more. And that's just, that needs to be totally understood, that when you focus on something, you're probably going to get it. That's why goals, when you have a goal, you focus on it, you talk about it, you do, like everything is about it, you reach it. Because your whole body, your whole mind, your mental attitude, everything is for this goal. Whereas, and you see the same way the other way too. When you focus on something negative, it's the same thing. Eventually you get it, you don't even realize it, and you're all mad because you got it. Well, that's all you've been thinking about. And so it's just this ability to distance ourselves from that and be in control. Don't give that control away. You have it. Control what you take the ride on and what you sit and focus on of these thoughts. Those ones that don't serve us, let them go by, let them whiz by. The other ones that are beneficial, are going to help us get where we want to go, are the ones that we know are going to push us to who we want to be, to what we want to do, to where we want to go, to our future. Those are the ones we want to hold on to. Those are the ones we want to jump in the car and go for the ride for a while and get the ideas off of and build with and, play with them for a while. Whereas the ones that either hold us down, pull us back, beat ourselves up, those types are negative, or ones that, oh my goodness, there are times when all of a sudden I'll catch myself and I'll be like, holy cow, for 30 minutes I've been going through this whole story, telling myself this story of something that's happening and what I'm going to say and what they're going to say and where this is going to go and all this, and it's not even something I want. So here I am spending a half hour sometimes on this whole story of something I don't even want to happen. And it just drives me crazy because I'm like, why am I doing that? This isn't what I want, but here I am focusing on it. And, when you do that, you're in detail. You go deep into the detail of everything. And that's not even something you want. So I'm focusing sometimes on things that I don't want, and it really drives me crazy. And so then I have to, what I do in that case is I actually I don't usually spend another half hour, but I'll spend time, a quick fast forward through it, telling the story again, but in the way I want it. And so I can end on that and retell my story to myself of what I actually want to happen in that situation. But it's just, I went off a little bit, but it's just about how easy it is to go on these stories, these thoughts, and these rides and let them go down a rabbit hole. And a lot of times it just holds us back. It's preventing us from being the person we want to be or going where we want to go in life. And so when you can get that distance in, and it's hard, it takes time to do. It's not an overnight thing, but the more you can do it, the easier it'll be, and the more you'll start doing it all the time. But if you can just get yourself on the outside from a distance of your thoughts, knowing that they're just thoughts, it's just our brain chemistry, how it works. Because you've had the thoughts where it's like, whoa, I don't know where that thought came from. That was a bad thought. It's just a thought, and you just let it go and move on, basically. It's just the ability to see it with a different perspective, seeing it as a whole picture, not letting the emotions always come into play. Because when you can get that space, that distance, when you can recognize that you're not the thoughts are just over here, they're just coming in, going, you can remove the emotion from them, and then you're able to see the thought, see what's going on just for what it is, and just the thought. Now you can tie the emotion in and try to dig into what it all means, but it's the ability to separate that out as well and just be like, okay, this is the thought, here's the emotion, they are separate. Because our brain, just how it works, if we have an emotion, if something comes up in it, if we have a feeling, we want to explain it. Like our brain wants to have an explanation for it, and so that's where some of these thoughts will come in. But it doesn't mean that's what's going on. So being able to see, oh, that thought isn't even it's not even true. Do I know that that's a fact? No. So then let it go, because, or can I change it? No. Is it something in the past? Yeah. If you want to dig into why it's keeps coming up, fine, but understand that it's just a thought. You can't do anything about it. If it's not helping you move forward in life into the person you want to be or where you want to go or your goals, let it go, because it's not helping. And not beating yourself up over having the thoughts, just recognizing, oh, there's that thought again. Here I am taking that thought train and moving on. But be compassionate with yourself and kind, because we don't, the beating ourselves up doesn't help either. Just the more we can be aware is what's gonna be the biggest thing, the key to getting through this. And another question would be, well, how do I let it go? I'll just keep thinking of it. And the big thing is movement, physical movement. Will get your mind on something else, or reading a book, or doing some activity, go play with your pet. Just something to change your mindset. Don't just sit there, because then you're going to trying to focus on getting rid of the thought. So you need to actually move or do something different to get your mind off of that and past it. And just the understanding that it's just a thought, it makes it easier to let it go as well. But if we can just start trying to see our thoughts from the outside or from a distance, it will help, and it'll go so far in your life. It allows you to see yourself better, because you're not tying yourself to every thought. It's like, oh, there's another thought. Well, that was a crazy one. Not jumping on that train, and just, you have fun with it and you're friendly with yourself about it, but you're aware of it and you recognize it and see it, and it's so much easier, and it makes life so much easier because you just understand things better. You understand yourself, and that's all, that's self-awareness, is being able to see what's going on from a distance, giving that space around yourself and being able to see it from all angles without always attaching emotion. So that's kind of all I got on it. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know, leave some comments, any suggestions, thoughts, anything. And until next time, we'll chat. After I did all this, I realized the video isn't the greatest stability-wise, so I will be working on that for the next one.